Station, my brother.
Station, man. Pop, pop, boom, man. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
I am fantastic because, man, here is a Dylan's Horror Show I'm excited for. I'm excited for this one tonight, man.
Oh, yeah. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, you know, Two Gun Pedro recommended this one. 2009's Triangle, which, oh, nice. Yeah, you got the same one. I forgot he sent it to you, too.
Yeah, that's so cool. Two Gun, thank you so much. We're excited. Dude, this is awesome. I love it when Two Gun sends me a movie because I usually like it. So.
And this is actually, I don't have, like, really, I got that region-free player, and I really haven't had a chance to kind of dive in and get a bunch of region B stuff yet. You know what I mean? Which I've been, because honestly, if it's like, if you can get it region A, you're going to go that route. So I've been trying, I gotta start making.
Plus, price is a factor, right? Because there are times where like there's a cheaper version. No, yeah, I put this in, and what's crazy is like I didn't realize that it was when I was putting it in that it was a region 2, right? Yeah. Region B, and I put it in, and my Blu-ray player is like cannot play, and I'm like, what the f? I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Then I was like, oh, never mind. Let me just switch that over.
Yeah, you can't get it in the
United States. Player, y'all, save you money.
Yeah. See, I use my shit set. That's like separate because I got the Blu-ray player, and then that's like my region B one I got set up. My bad, bro. I'm trying to throw this fucking show.
See, mine is cool because all I got to do is like if I want region B, I just hit a certain button when the tray is out, and then if I want this third region 3 or C, I guess whatever, I can do that. So it's cool.
It's very convenient just to be like open tray, 1 close or whatever, 2 close.
Yeah, I love it.
I do love that. It's very cool. I wish they made a 4K region-free player.
I thought 4Ks weren't region locked.
They're not, but it's just for like the Blu-ray. Just just so like I could have like an all-in-one. That's the thing, because then I've been on my 4K kick this past year, and so I try to like whatever I that's why I'm saying I kind of use force. Like I use my 4K. And then, like, if I gotta watch a region free, I pop in the region free. You know what I mean?
I see. Yeah, I understand now.
Cause I love my 4Ks, man. It's been a deep dive this past year, just cause you get the nice TV, that they make nowadays, and then you just you get the 4K player, and you see certain movies. Like I'll tell you, that Total Recall 4K. Fucking gorgeous, man. There's certain ones that you're like, I see the point, but then there's some that you're like, holy shit, this is an upgrade, you know. So that's where I've kind of gone down that rabbit hole. But you know, as always, we got some guests. We got Verno in the house. What's up, my brother?
Dudes, triangle, baby. Let's do it.
Triangle.
Was freaking directed from Christopher Smith, it said, from director of Creep, which I fucking love that movie, Creep. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's kind of like a cam footage movie. This guy, there's two of them. I'm pretty sure, I'll look it up. They're both on Netflix. The guy, this guy that records videos, gets hired to come videotape this guy, kind of tell his life, and he ends up being like a creep, you know what I mean? But dude, highly recommend it. Vern, check these out. Creep 1 and 2, both on Netflix. I might even like the second one better. They're really good, really good. I really highly recommend them. If I feel like, Robbie, you didn't say nothing, so you might not have seen them either.
Yeah, I've never seen them, so I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, dude, check them out. They've been on Netflix.
Speaking of creeps.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, DHS chat? Definitely excited for this one, man. Triangle.
Fuck yeah, glad you could make it. I wasn't sure. I haven't really checked the chat lately, so I wasn't sure if you were able to pop in tonight. So I'm glad.
I'm waiting for the anti-Illuminati people to start showing up.
We got Link up in the house. What's up, my brother?
Oh, and Mark Duplass. Mark Duplass is the dude in the first one, Creep, by the way. There's two Creeps. There's one that came out in like 2005 that's like a British film that was like kind of like monster film. And then there's the Creep with Mark Duplass.
Is the one that I'm talking about directed by this director?
The one that's done in 2014 was directed by Patrick Bryce.
I'll look up the one 2005 or like 2003, 4 around there.
I'm praying.
Christopher Smith, Dylan, you're right. 2004's Creep was directed by Triangle's director, Christopher Smith.
Really? Okay. I respect this movie more. I like that first Creep.
I think every time somebody says,
actually, I think I'm wrong, bro. I think the Trapped in London subway, that looks like the guy who directed this one.
This one, yeah.
I look like I'm wrong. The director, it's like you said, there's two different Creeps, but I still highly recommend. So Creep 2014 and Creep.
Oh yeah.
There are two different Creeps because we got Fable and we got another one to bring in, right?
Patrick, of course, you know, definitely not least, he's gonna make a wave when he comes in.
I'm a weirdo.
Imagine if there were no borders, that Blu-rays could be universal. They all could get into one big giant area and we could live as one giant media source. Imagine
and Bane and peanut butter. Yes.
Scarpet it's easy if you do. How are you guys doing tonight? We're watching Triangle, baby. I'm here sporting my excellent Kingdom of the Spiders t-shirt. Thank you. Thank you.
He wears,
find the great William
he wears
Shatner.
That in the burial
and I'm honoring
I'm
honoring Art the Clown tonight.
Have you watched him?
I was about to say, it looks like you coming straight out of Midsummer right now, and you just got got, dude.
This is Art the Clown's favorite glasses, man. And you said before, 4Ks are region free, baby.
Yeah, they are.
Scarp had cut his Burial Ground shirt and Kingdom of the Spiders in half and sewed the front to the front back. And if you turn that around, it says Burial Ground on the back.
Bro, it's like one of those figures that you can, like a Power Lord. You can
starring the great William Shatner.
He just rocks the Kingdom of the Spiders and Burial Ground shirt.
I mean, I appreciate your Kingdom of the Spiders, but a much better film is the Slumber Party Massacre 2, baby, which I'm representing. So.
Yes, I get that. That's nice. Very good. Very good.
Eight-Legged Freaks is a good one too.
I couldn't take any more of Scarpad's shit. No.
Coming soon, Dylan's Horror Show presents Crossfire featuring Scarpad and
where we debate anything.
Or Jello Brush.
Well, we lost our host, so I'm happy everybody's
He's going to check his region-free player right now.
Yeah, he's like, wait a second.
I got to flip this thing upside down and hit what button?
So Two Gun sent me and Dylan this, and Two Gun figured out the secret. You send me and Dylan the Blu-rays, we're gonna cover it, like guaranteed, right? Scarpad figured out that trick too with Burial Ground, much to his so this will be a first time for all of us on this panel, right? Except for Steph, who realized that you had seen it once you had watched it again.
Maybe. I may have watched it again, just forgot about it.
Yeah.
In a loop.
Yeah, you're in a loop. Yeah. Like,
I'm in a loop, man.
What if tonight's like the movie and it's like nonstop, man?
Let's do
it. I'm really waiting on Dylan so he
let's
can
put this bitch on shuffle and let's go for it, man.
2009 co-production between Australia and Britain. It is directed by, as Dylan said, Christopher Smith, who did one of those Creep movies, also Severance and Black Death. Written by Christopher Smith as well, starring Melissa George, Michael Dorman, Raphael Carpani, Henry Nixon, Emma Lung, and some people would say the less dreamy Hemsworth, but I'm not sure.
He's the middle. He's the middle dreamy Hemsworth.
Wait,
have you guys seen the older brother? He was in Westworld, the show. He was
like 8 of them, isn't it?
He's the one that fell. No, that's Skarsgård. You're thinking of the Skarsgård.
Oh, you're right.
Which one was Kirk's father?
Yeah, you're thinking of the Baldens, bro.
Right.
And none of them were in The Usual Suspects.
Which one was Kirk's father? Liam?
That was Chris Hemsworth. That was Kirk's father, right? Yeah.
There's too many of them.
I didn't know there were 3.
Thor was in Star Trek. Yeah, he played like fake Thor in the Thor Ragnarok and Love and Thunder. During the play, but he was like the security guard dude in Westworld.
I hate that play.
I just got completely like brought out of it by Sam Neill and Matt Damon being there. I didn't even notice who the other guy was.
Right?
It does really, that brings you out of it big time. That Michael Dorman guy. Movie. Michael Dorman was in The Invisible Man, the remake that Scarpad loves so much. Did anybody know this Melissa George from anything?
She looked very familiar.
No, but
she looks like Katherine Heigl. I thought like ish.
She's in a lot of horror movies.
She looks like the chick. What's her name that was in History of Violence with Viggo Mortensen, the Cronenberg film? She kept reminding me of her.
She was good.
I could see it like a younger version.
I forgot who it was.
I'll look her up.
Are we talking about the star?
Maria Bello?
Yeah,
Maria Bello. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get no vibes. All right. Well, Dylan's not here, and Steph just left, so I don't know where I'm supposed to start here.
I was just changing something.
All right. Okay. Steph, Triangle. Kind of the first time you watched it, but then you watched Triangle. And anyway, damn it, Triangle. What did you think about this one overall, man? What were your thoughts?
It was an interesting one. It had horror elements, but it felt like more of a sci-fi with a horror tinge, not necessarily horror, first and foremost. But the performances were they were all solid for the most part. It was shot well. Didn't really notice anything about the music. I know that's coming up. But I feel like this movie kind of collapses under its own concept towards the end. But we'll get into that. Overall, it was a good watch, though. It was a fun movie for what it is.
So, I mean, I get what you're saying because, a lot of people will call this like a thriller, or something like that, right? Or like science fiction because it is Bermuda Triangle. And that's what I was like, so is it about the Bermuda Triangle? And Dylan's like, I don't think so. No, it totally is because they leave from Florida, right? So
the ship was named Triangle too. But.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Their ship was, but they're in Florida, and so surely like it's the Bermuda Triangle.
I don't think they were that close. It was just a weird.
No, you know what Bermuda Triangle is, man?
There's nowhere near that.
God damn it.
She sleeps for a long time on the boat before they get to the fucking Bermuda Triangle.
That's right.
The Bermuda Triangle starts in Miami. Okay, it's Miami, Bermuda, and somewhere in Cuba, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bermuda, Bahama, come on.
Maybe Puerto Rico. It's Puerto Rico or Cuba. What? Anyway, we don't know what the Bermuda Triangle is here, but we're going to continue with the show. But I do think it's got some horror elements because it's got like slasher vibes to it. It's got like one of my favorite bits in the entire movie is when she discovers dozens of that chick's fucking body. You know what I'm saying?
That doesn't make too much sense though because they didn't show that in the other part of the movie. Plus, the chick seeing 18,000 copies of herself is still like, why did you kill me? What?
Because she doesn't know about the loop.
Right. No, but she's, there's 18,
how high were you?
Yeah, did you pay attention to this movie?
There's 18 million copies.
Why are you paying more attention to Kingdom of the Spiders?
There's 18 million copies of this girl dying, and she didn't notice those and still thought
Scarpad's not articulating it correctly, but there is an instance of
humongous cruise ship that literally holds thousands.
No, I'm talking about the one scene where they had that one area with copies of the same girl that she had killed.
Yeah, she's never been to that part of the ship until she got to that part of the ship.
Yeah,
that was clearly in an area.
My comment is the girl that she just killed is looking at her like she can't believe that she's a killer when she's seeing copies of herself next to herself dead.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. That like at one point she's hiding from everybody. She hides from like her group like three different times instead of just coming out like, hey guys, there's a time loop going on, like yada yada yada, you know.
Like Worf did in that episode, that scene I sent from Star Trek.
After
come check these dead bodies.
I would like to fucking try to clarify the rules of this movie with you guys after
we
get to overall. Yeah. Like, because I want to know like how everybody read the rules and what's going on. I'm with you.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. I do want to say something that I totally forgot, but it was probably a dig at Scarpad or Steph. I don't know. Oh, you two, you're confused by that scene. I'm just going to say, like, Two Gun told us to watch it twice and take notes. So if you didn't do the homework assignment,
I've seen it 3 times.
I only watched it once. I'm going to be honest with you. And after I watched it, I was like, how stupid does Two Gun think I am? I understand this movie, and now the more I think about it, since you asked that question, Verno, I'm like, I don't fucking know. Scarpad, what do you think about this movie overall?
Okay. Overall, if I had watched this movie in 2009, I probably would have thought more of it. But it's not 2009, it's 2023. And we've all had 15 years of fucking Groundhog Day takes on TV shows, movies, and I'm done with all that. I can't even I did watch this movie. I went through the whole thing, even though I got the repetitiveness, I wanted to slit my throat. I'm just the whole thing with it's frustrating because Groundhog Day stuff's been done to death. Time loop stuff has been done to death. Going back to the Star Trek thing I referenced back in '87, it's just there's been so much of it that I'm just burned out over it. And there was a lot of points that didn't make a lot of sense in this movie. Why why these characters still think nothing's going on, that they see like duplicates of her in the same area where they're walking around in. That scene where there's a man of one character and dead, and she still doesn't say, I don't believe you. Why did you kill me? There's a million of you laying right here. I did know from the beginning. I figured out in the beginning that she either was somebody that killed her son, that the son was dead, and I give it points in the movie for raising that kind of portion of it, the beginning and the end, where she kills herself and has the accent. But that couldn't just get over the fact that they were aping a Groundhog Day premise that, in 2009 had been done to death. So
I get what you're saying, because I remember that scene.
I didn't care for it.
I know what you're saying, because I remember that scene in Groundhog Day where Bill Murray trips over 18 corpses of himself. So
but the basic premise has been done to death.
Happy Death Day,
and they didn't do
recently, right? Yeah.
They didn't really do it that well here. I didn't think.
Okay.
I did like the actress though. I thought she was great.
Yeah.
Like everybody in this movie was pretty good. I just felt the script doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Next time we watch an 80s slasher, I want you complaining about all the titties. These titties. All this push.
All these titties everywhere.
Done derivative.
Everybody ate Groundhog Day. Every TV show I can list. I'm just over it.
And I'm just joking. I agree with
movies of people just stabbing people. Anyway. No, all opinions are valid here on DHS. That's how we roll, man.
Oh, yeah.
We still love each other and respect each other, and film and art is subjective, y'all. That's the way that we roll here. Speaking of rolling, Fable just dropped 2 hits of ecstasy, man. What do you think about Triangle?
Well, let me preface by saying this. I wasn't even sure I wanted to watch this movie. I was kind of feeling a little down from some of the stuff we've been watching lately. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to watch this. And let me just say, thank you, Two Gun, for restoring my faith. in Dylan's Horror Show. I absolutely loved this movie, Triangle. I thought it was fantastic. I loved the journey in this movie. Had me in it from beginning to end. I mean, from the scene where they're out on the boat and you see those clouds coming, that storm coming, I'm like, what the fuck? You know? And then they survive that and a fucking ghost ship comes out. Then they're on the ghost ship. And then she discovers she's in a loop. You know, it was just this whole entire journey. And then watching her motivations of change to continue the loop, to make it keep going. Because at first she wanted to get back to her son. But by the end, she wanted to get back to her son because he was dead. Like it was a complete flip. And I absolutely loved that. I love the loop fake out. You was talking about, you've seen this done to death 1,000 times. Maybe I haven't seen a bunch of Groundhog movies, but I like how they played with the tropes of Groundhog by actually overlapping the loop. The loop in Groundhog Day happens in linearity. This loop happens within itself. So it's looping, and I thought that was awesome. And how were they going to keep track of all the versions of her? I thought was pretty good. And I love the reveal at the end when they fake out the loop. Or the loop fake out, by the way, is when she wakes up on the beach with the crabs.
Yeah.
Because she had the flashback when she saw the crabs. And then they actually show the scene, and you're like, okay, she caught up to herself from the beginning, right?
Yeah, because she has that when she's sleeping, right? So she's dreaming of what just kind of happened to her.
But no,
right?
That loop is extended more than you ever thought. And then it comes to find out that she's a shitty mother. And that reveal was awesome to me as well, because when you do go back and watch this film, and I did a scar pad, I immediately watched the first maybe 25 minutes of this movie again. And all the clues.
But you didn't get the vibe at all from the first time you watched the first beginning that she was a terrible mother. You didn't get
the first. I'll give him that. The first watch was it's a good first watch, but the multiple watches, the movie starts falling apart.
I did not get that she was a terrible mother at all. Not to the extent where she slapped her son for being.
I thought she'd killed this kid. That's why
not to that.
I figured she had killed the kid when I first watched it.
And it was so awesome on the second watch through, where the guy that likes her. He says, well, it's because you're a great mother. And I didn't catch that at all until the thing. So at the reveal at the end, which kind of breaks the whole scientific time loop thing, because she watches herself die. And all of a sudden she's there again. Right?
There's a flaw right there.
Right. Well, there's no escape from the loop, but that's when you start realizing.
No.
Wait, hold on.
No.
It's not a loop. It's a punishment. That whole thing is a punishment, and that brings it back to the creep show vibe to it, and that kind of thing,
and
that horror story kind of thing.
Well,
they mentioned that god, the Sisyphus or whatever, that rose up the rock and that rolls down every day.
And why? Why did he have to do that? Because he cheated death.
Right.
She was trying
I'm going to tell
death.
you all this. I'm going to go ahead, like that dude in the taxi driver. That's death.
Right.
Yeah, I got that vibe.
Yeah, but
so
her at the end.
Hold on, brother. Let me get through my stuff, bro. I love this movie. Whatever flaws you could get in the loop, I still love it. I thought it was great. It's a great macabre story that involved a lot of tropes, played with some tropes. Like you said, got some slasher elements, got some ghost ship elements in there.
Yeah.
I was totally like, when those people started getting shot in the theater, I was like, holy shit! The way they were getting shot was like, bam, bam, like total execution style. It was awesome, dude. I love this movie.
I love it.
Scarpad, would you like to comment on something?
No, I just say at the end with the accident, she had killed herself. The abusive mother. She had killed the abusive mother. She put her in the trunk. Yeah, she had a house. She killed the mother when she came back. She killed herself. She in the kitchen. She bludgeoned herself in the kitchen.
Okay.
The kid was watching. She stuffed that body in a rug.
I'm not talking about that part.
No, but
I'm talking about where the car accident.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. She stuffed the body into the trunk.
Yeah.
And took it with the kid. So when you see after the car flips over, the woman that you
show
see
her
is the
because she was in the dress.
Is herself that she killed because she's in the dress. So. The one that killed her, the one that came from the boat, is driving. She survived somehow without a scratch, maybe she got thrown or whatever.
No, but that's where the
but that's what the death was.
In. You know,
she doesn't
that's where
die.
the science breaks.
She does die, is what
Right.
I think she died.
No, that was because all right. If you notice in that car scene on the ground, she's in a dress. The self that she killed was in a dress.
Is not the one that just went through everything.
No, it's the one that she killed.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But the one who goes to the dock is the same. Is that one? Find out at the end of the movie that there's no connection. Like,
exactly.
The connection is the woman we see in the beginning in the dress is different than the one that shows up at the dock.
Right.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Right.
And the one at the dock has total amnesia. She's starting to go through amnesia at that point. She doesn't remember a lot of the things. Things are vague to her. And she goes through if you watch the beginning of the movie, she's always looking at things like, I kind of know this. But she just actually went through a loop, but she doesn't remember. And that's when you should get, at least I got the feeling that this is not no regular Groundhog Day thing, that this is a total punishment for her actions, and she's living in some sort of like macabre,
it's a purgatory,
Twilight Zone.
It's a hell.
Either because of that, or because of the Bermuda Triangle part of it. She is in that. That's the hook into this version of Groundhog Day. I understand that. Yes.
There was one scene on the boat though. Real quick. There was one scene on the boat where there's like 3 different versions of her at this point for us, the audience, that we've seen. And eventually it just becomes like they don't show what happened to the other versions of her walking around. It's just, it's a little messy. I get what you guys are saying about the purgatory, but it gets messy with that element during the ship.
She always winds up getting knocked off the boat, waking up at the beach, and then going to her house.
Yeah, it's all.
That's the loop right
there.
there.
I don't think it's always, because sometimes she dies. That's why, like, you see less pigeons than you do. You see less seagulls at the end when she throws a seagull. Then you do bodies or necklaces piled up, because she doesn't always make it. I think sometimes fucking Thor's little brother kills her, or sometimes whatever happens.
They showed her what's her face. She was watching one version of herself kill the costume version of herself.
Right.
So
Anna was thinking it's up to 3, and that's part of the triangle where there's
every version of herself is the first time she's going through everything she's going through. So even when she sees multiple versions of herself, it's the first time you freaking out at things.
But
like
how is
things like that?
How does the version of herself that she's seen kill of herself make it back to the island to complete the loop?
Because it switches over. Yeah, it switches over. We lose.
No.
At some point, we lose our original version and we switch over.
At what point? Because that was what I was trying. The second
time
I watched
when she was fighting herself with the bag on her head, that's when we switch perspectives.
Oh, right.
After the one with the bag over her head goes overboard.
Yeah.
No, not all the time though. Not all the time. She watched a version of herself. But how does
all the time? She's trying. That's what I'm saying. Having it trying to figure out which version of herself is going on.
But it's always supposed to complete the loop, no matter what. It's always supposed to complete the loop, no matter.
I think the point, is that the loop happens, but
they all die.
Regardless of what happens to her, right? The loop is going to happen, because this isn't I mentioned it was like a Bermuda Triangle type thing, like a vortex. But I mean, that's the element to get us into the movie to be like, oh, I get what's going on, but that's not what's going on. She's in purgatory. She's in hell. She's in something like that.
So the rule that they set up, what we're supposed to believe while watching the movie, is if she kills everybody that's on board and she prevents the other group from getting on the boat, then she's good. That's what they say in the movie. Yeah. Are you saying that that's not the case? There is no preventing it?
To herself in the movie when she doesn't understand.
Right. Okay.
She doesn't
she's
fully understand until towards the end.
She's giving herself her own clues when she has the paper writing on the but this is stuff she's figuring out on each loop.
Do you guys also think?
Now, what's the ultimate? What's the ultimate out? She gets off the ship and back to the land.
Well, it's a loop.
But even when she gets there,
you find out it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
matter.
So, but
there's no rule.
She's always destined to kill herself.
Her version, but with that set in mind, that her, and no matter what version of her, all loop versions are always supposed to make it back to the island to make it circular. If she's watching a version of her die, that means a version of her didn't make it back to the island to complete the loop.
I think I kind of read it different than you guys. Tell me if you guys.
No, because when she throws the girl over the ledge, isn't that the girl that washes up on shore?
Yes.
The bag.
But she watches the girl the main girl we follow who washes up on shore watched a version of herself kill another version of herself dressed up in the mask, beat herself to death, and she was not thrown overboard. She was beat to death.
At any point during the movie, do we see her complete the goal that she thinks is going to save her, which would be killing everybody and preventing them to get back out?
No.
Because the way I read the movie is when she looks up at the end, or even at the beginning of the movie, he says something sweet to her, like her potential romance, and she looks at him like, God damn it, I'm gonna have to fucking kill you. And at the end of the movie, the way I take it, she's looking at all these people that are getting on this boat, and she's like, okay, this time I'm gonna do it right. I'm about to go kill all you motherfuckers.
Right.
This time it's gonna work.
But you said she saw a version of herself killing herself, right? She watched it. Right. But she becomes the girl with the bag head anyway. That same girl that watched herself kill herself, she becomes the bag head.
But
it's loops within the grander loop. No, okay.
Two-Gun, I want to know what you think. Two-Gun, do you think she's going? Can she get out of it? You guys all seem to think there's no getting out of it. Which to me, I think I read it wrong because that makes it
she's never going to get out of it.
Idea. I didn't.
I didn't approach it as a more supernatural thing.
Out of it.
Dylan shows back up.
Her own way to get out, her own way to really get out was getting thrown overboard. When she got thrown overboard, she thought she was out until the pigeon or the seagull died, and she tossed the seagull, and that's when the reveal
saw
like,
the seagulls.
Just like Michael Corleone in Godfather 3. Just when you thought you were out, he pulled you back in.
I think it's because she didn't kill them all. Or I don't know. Like
she never did kill them all, though. She never
learned that from herself, so she could just be fucking wrong.
Yeah, dude. She doesn't know what's going on either.
And
when she does,
neither do we, though.
Well, and that's my favorite part, though. That's my favorite part. No explanation for the ghost ship. No explanation for the storm. No explanation for why she's in the sloop in the first place, except that we know she's a bad person, and maybe that's the reason this is going on with her.
Right.
And some movies ruin it by trying to explain all of this stuff too deeply. And I got the message. This was a hell for her.
I could see it more of a hell, but it's like with that in mind, she's so by the end of the movie when she's going back on the yacht, bear in mind she's lived through this entire ordeal. That means she's going to keep doing the same. It's I didn't take it as that. I didn't take she hugged the dude and said I'm sorry is because she knows what she has to do.
They were fading at that point.
Said it's fading. I watched one YouTuber, like the one that had a really good video about this, and we just kind of recapped it, but he did mention some of these things, and he goes, to him, where her memory completely fades is when she's asleep.
Okay.
And she's dreaming. What's she dreaming about? Just waking up on that beach.
And she wakes up and she says, is dude okay? You know what I mean? She wakes up, she asks if he's okay. Like, she's not sure where she is. She killed him once. I'll get into my overall and we'll get to Robbie and we'll fucking... that was kind of I liked the movie. I definitely enjoyed it. And it is, I would have watched it twice no matter what, but it is one that it's really worth a second watch because it's a very different experience the second time. It's cool to do a second watch with this one. And I enjoyed it both times. The first time I kind of had problem connecting with the movie, period. I was going to say the main character, but almost like because of the lack of connection with the main character, because of the dazed state that she's in, that she has to be in for it to make sense, I struggled to kind of connect with it or any of the characters. And it also bugged me that the performances were all fine, but if you've got all these other characters and we're setting you up with this, the guy you're interested, we've got a girl that we're setting him up with, none of that stuff paid off, which is whatever.
They were wasted space.
I thought it was a waste that all the characters were so fucking weak. And imagine this movie with a bunch of cool characters that you know and care about that she's got to go down and kill. And it would have, I don't know why they wrote it like this. There's got to be some reason, but why have all the people why have them not like her and be so mean to her and make it easier for her to kill? Even the guy she's interested in, this is their first date. There's no real decision like the five of you or my son. I'll just kill you guys. Like, why not make it more dramatic? I don't understand the reason not to make the relationships different or to develop those characters. But outside of that, the concept, Scarpet, I totally get what you're saying. 2009, this is the season 6 of Lost going on. The world, it seems like J.J. Abrams is trying to write this movie, but I fucking loved Lost. So you're right. In 2009, this would have been my favorite movie of all time. Like, I was obsessed with that shit. But I thought everything was pretty solid, but it did feel a little TV movie-ish at times. But that might be the 2009 CG and the look of the bird and the seagull and shit. But it was a cool movie, but it did seem like not like a big. I think it said like 35 million. I'll look it up, but it seemed like a really low budget TV.
I don't even think it came to theaters.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, 12 million, but it was cool. It's definitely a movie worth checking out. 100%.
Yeah.
You telling me this movie was made for $12 million makes me like it even more. I'll tell you that. Like,
Right.
I'll get
Did
to
you
my
guys
overall.
think it was a little cheap, like at times?
No,
A little bit, sometimes.
I didn't.
But I thought it was
nothing that pulled me out of it.
Right. I think it was even like picture in your head the look, the view where she's looking overboard and you're seeing all the people on that boat. It just looked like Lost, like a TV show. A lot of CG that kind of, you know.
Lost is a high production value for its time. Okay, we're just gonna get that out of the way. Okay, and Lost
high production TV.
And also in 2009, I believe that was like season 4 or 5. Okay, not 6, but
it
anyway.
added in 2010. Come on, bro.
Okay, we're okay. Thank you. Damn, I'm older than I
a
thought.
minute ago. I want to know what I was talking about.
Yeah, Lost ended 2010.
Dylan, we're having a great time here. I'll tell you what, buddy.
Sorry, man. The internet, like, I just had to reset it.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Everybody's been giving their run around, and for me, I loved this fucking movie. I'm more in line with Fable on this one, and yeah, I'm watching it, and very early on, I'm like, oh, she's in a loop. Like that's her. That's it. And it's only because when I was putting together the Dylan's Horror Show intro, I got the bit where there's 2 of them, and I was like, so I had that already in my head, so I was able to piece some of that together. But when we got, and I liked it, and I thought it was fine, and the music's great. And I thought that the use of the sets, and especially knowing that it was just 12 million, I thought in the acting, I really liked the film while I was watching it. But when we get to that end, and I'm like, because the whole movie, I'm like, okay, they mentioned Sisyphus. I'm like, how is this going to relate to that? And when we get to that, dude's like, I'm just a driver. I'm like, that's the fucking ferryman. That's Jaren. That's like, oh, she's dead. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's caught in the cycle. She's cheating death. Because what does he say at the very end? He goes,
the boy can't be saved. Running. Oh yeah, you promise you'll be back. Yeah,
yeah. She doesn't come back, right? And what did Sisyphus do? He cheated death, right? And like the big ship is named after Sisyphus's father, right? And so like
that's why he said he's like the boy can't be saved. The driver said that when he walked up on her because
no hope.
She keeps going back.
Kind of like just comes out of like the cut all weird.
But it had to make you think like
she's witnessing her death.
Right, like she's looking at a child die, and he's just like saying, "Yeah, the boy can't be saved." But it's like your son is what he means.
And I never said I didn't like this film. I just when I look at more of a supernatural element, which I didn't accept it a bit more, but it's a science fiction.
About this stuff, it like opens your mind to different wow, I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, and opinions, vary and this and that, and I love this discussion, and man, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. It was the best movie I've watched for DHS in a while.
The best movie you've seen for DHS in a while?
In a while, yeah.
We just did Scream 6.
This is better than Scream 6 in my opinion, brother. Okay.
Anna said it was better than Scream 6 too.
Oh my God, you're smoking now, man.
Definitely better than Scream 5 and 3. I'll tell you that. But no,
I know Two Gun said that it would be, even if he didn't like it, he's like, I think it calls for a great discussion.
Two Gun knows what he's doing.
Two Gun.
He does.
He knew this would be a conversation piece. Just like I'm sure Invisible Maniac.
He's like, even if they don't like it, I think it will be a good conversation. I was like, I agree.
But I loved it, and it has stayed with me this entire time. Every day I'm thinking about this movie. I'm thinking about the resonating idea of it. I love, even at times its predictability, it subverts my predictions even through predictability. Like it rewards many, like, oh, I know what's going to happen here. Oh yeah, okay. But then it takes that and it uses that to twist it around. Does it have too many twists and timey-wimey stuff? Maybe, but for me, it works. I love high concept fiction, and that's what this is. And when I add in that element of it being like a purgatorial situation, it elevates it for me just a little. Like,
a little bit.
I'm just a casual, and what do I know? But I fucking love this movie, and I was really sad that I had this movie in my life for over 10 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it just blew my mind. I never heard of this movie, never seen it.
You're gonna be finding the bangers, man.
This one, I really fucking like this movie, and I'm not just saying that because I want Two Gun to send me more movies, but like,
he hasn't sent me anything, and I love it.
I fucking love it. I love it. What I want to know what Dylan thinks. Oh, Dylan just dipped out. All right, there he is.
I've only seen. I wanted to watch it a second time. I did watch it like once a few months ago.
Dude,
okay, you've seen it twice then.
The first 25 minutes to get everything you need.
I kind of forgot. Like, I remember that it had the Groundhog Day basis and everything, but I forgot, like the ending and everything. So, it still kind of felt really fresh watching it. The ending felt completely brand new. So, I think it was good. I'm not sure if I think it's great yet. That's why I feel like I wanted to watch it again, because I feel like I didn't even really notice what you said at the ending about what Robbie said about her kind of like trying to cheat death, and I think that makes it a lot cooler to me, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's definitely when you sit around and think about that, for sure.
Anna's pointing out to me that like she thinks it can end, and obviously if she doesn't get back on the boat, her son's dead, and she can live her life.
She just can't bring her son back.
Yeah.
So she'll just keep reliving her life.
I think
but she might.
She can go on, but she just can't go on with him.
Right.
So is it that she's gonna like beat it and then go live a life without her son, or is she stuck in this loop?
Either way,
I mean, yeah, she because she has to live with the weight of being a shitty mother
she's
that her son
stuck
killed
in that
him.
shit.
Because I feel
because she doesn't remember her
she can see her son
when she first appears in it. When the loop first starts at the cab driver, that's when she starts losing everything that she's been through, and she just has to live it again.
Repetition will sometimes tell you all the emphasis you need. And what is the line she says the most? That's not me. Right? And she's talking about and she does not come to grips with the fact that she is a terrible mother, or that not that she's a terrible mother, but that she is the kind of person who would slap her son.
Yeah, she's a terrible mom. She's a kid.
You know what I'm saying? She's not. She can't confront the.
She discussed herself.
Yeah,
she discussed herself when she sees herself doing that to her kid. After going through the ordeal she's been through, she literally just kills herself easy without even thought about it.
Yeah. And just like she won't admit though that's like she's
the reason,
almost like compartmentalizing it, right? Like that's a different person. And how many times have you seen this where people like say they're, I don't know, man, like they're assholes, they got anger issues, they're alcoholics, they got drug problems, things like that, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm another person. When we are, but you got to take responsibility to understand that that's within you.
It wasn't me, baby.
That's crazy. We have a lot of fun with this movie. You know what I'm saying? Because it is about the denial of the monster inside.
Do we know? Does she take the cab back to the boat at the end? Because
she
Anna's
takes
the cab. Okay, that's
when he says the meter line. He's like, I'll keep the meter running.
Keep the meter running.
Because she definitely does keep the meter running. Right.
That was a good point, though.
What if she chooses death? Like, can she just kill herself outside of the boat? Like, because she was thinking,
can only do that if she accepts that she did that. Right. If she accepts that she's the reason, right? That's the only the only way is to accept that it's her fault.
But what if, like Verno said, or Anna said, that if she doesn't go back on the boat, she just goes on and lives her life? Like she wouldn't.
She can't. She's
die,
a loop.
right?
She can't get out of it.
Yeah, but why though? What's to say she can't?
Because it's science fiction, and that's how it works.
When she can't remember, I understand that, but there's nothing in the movie that signifies that. Like, I can see you picking up on that. That's cool. Like, look at it from that aspect.
Herself, or the kid will never die. And then the kid dies.
You kind of pick up on that.
That becomes the impetus for her to go to the boat.
She says, I've been here before. I'm getting deja vu like crazy.
She's in a loop. She can't break it.
Pick up that she forgot. She must have forgot.
I felt like she was just more or less in shock, like, to a little bit. Like, she just kind of been fucked, like, just about,
But you guys,
no one can really interpret how someone would react to a situation like that.
Break the loop and get out of it, and everybody, they can't. She's in a constant loop that can never be broken. She has to kill the kid over and over and over again and watch him die.
I love it. We're having this conversation here, and me and Anna are arguing about no. If she stays in the cab over here, like she's trying to say, like when he says, "Do you want me to leave the meter running?" That she has to say no and stay with death and die or something like that, and then it'll be over.
I mean, there's that idea.
That's the meter running bit. Like,
why is Sisyphus being punished? Because he cheated death. Right?
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. So how does Sisyphus get out of the loop? Well, in the myth, he doesn't. He doesn't. Like,
keeps rolling, every day,
No, that rock's going to keep falling down, and that's what's going on because he didn't, and she they won't accept fate.
So if she won't accept death, she's just got to keep reliving that shit over and over again. Okay.
And even then, who knows? I mean, we'll see then. But the thing is, I think she's already made that decision.
Yeah.
So now she's Sisyphus.
And I also think she's being punished because why make her forget? Because if she had remembered, she would not get in the cab. So they're making her be in a dumb state
for trying to escape death.
Yeah, and she's just now. It's not about scientific. We're in this loop. No, now we know this is all supernatural. You know, this guy's or whatever death, the cab driver. You know, we're in a whole nother thing. This is not what you thought it was when it comes to time loopy things like Groundhog Day, where it's all a science. There's rules. If we do this, we'll win. That was never
there's no defeat
on the table for her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. And damn, Two Gun, you're right. This is a good conversation we're having here.
Right.
I really, really like this. I don't know where
45
to go
minutes in.
next, but what does he normally do? He normally goes into I know what I would do. I would just ask everybody their favorite performance. Link, what's your favorite performance?
Whew. You know what? An easy one would go with the main girl, which she probably deserves, but I'll say that for one of you guys. I'll go with the Hemsworth brother because that could have been throwaway character, but he had a little charm to him. Where I wanted to see more from his character. Maybe just because I find him to be an attractive man, but
yeah, he is an attractive man. And I'll tell you this, man, it makes me really want to be very.
It takes one to know one, right? It takes one to know one.
It makes me want to be very self-aware of like pointy things behind me when I'm with
right. I'm not gonna lie, that
fucked me up. Yes.
Like what are the odds that all this is gonna be going on and you're gonna happen to have like this what is it, very bad things moment like accidentally happen, and then later on in the same day you're not gonna be paying attention, you're gonna run head into a fucking semi truck. It's a lot of coincidences in this one day.
Yeah, I mean, they're coincidences because it's set up to be that way, right? It's what everybody wanted the ending of Lost to be, but it wasn't. So that last season when they're in the flash forward, right? And that's the waiting room. Anyway,
the flash sideways.
The flash sideways.
That's stupid.
No, it's not. Whatever. It's a different conversation. Scarpad, you get a performance you want to highlight?
The main girl. She was really the only reason to stick around this movie because her acting was really good. I thought she did a great job, of showing her stress and going crazy, reliving the same stuff over and over again, and trying to make all these decisions for the first time or for the same time. So I think she was great in the movie. The rest of them
was fantastic.
The rest of them I thought were really forgettable, including Liam Neeson or whoever Liam Hemsworth or whoever he is.
Liam Neeson. That'd be a different movie.
But I thought the rest of the characters
that bit would have worked better if I hadn't said his name.
So the main girl was obvious. I think the greatest. She was really good. Did a good job.
You got somebody?
Well, me, I would have to say the main girl, just because she's playing multiple versions of herself in different states of stress.
She carries the movie, right? I mean,
at one point she's all crazy and loopy, another point she's a straight stone cold killer. Like, she's doing good. She's a lot of range with her in this movie.
Yeah,
so I would definitely say her. But I'd take the guy that was interested in her as a highlight. The dude.
He reminded me of this dude Stryker from Logan.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm gonna tell you on the rewatch, he's so good for. You know what I mean? On purpose. Like, he's so watch out for her. Her son is autistic. Like, he's really trying to be protective of her. He's really on to her. And it's like, yeah, because you're her another one of her sufferings that she has to go through. You know what I mean? Everything she's going through is a thing. So yeah, man, I'd highlight him.
Nice. What about you, Vern? You got something?
I mean, I think everybody did a good job. There's no one I would point out as doing bad, but clearly the main character, Jess, she's the only one that had any opportunity to shine. Right. Although I did spend the majority of the movie being like, who the fuck does she look like? You know what I mean? It's like she just looks. She got one of those faces that all.
She's been in a lot of stuff.
Teeth.
Yeah, she has.
But she's good. She did a great job throughout the movie. I liked everybody, man. But I don't think there were many. Like, I couldn't tell you too many personality traits of anybody. Even the guys that you maybe shouldn't have liked, make them total assholes, or make them like the normal. Most movies would make them even more unlikable.
Yeah, it does really focus on her, but you know, she's the one to really speak of, or the I guess Liam's younger brother. Which one? Or no, Liam is the dude.
Luke.
Chris
Luke.
Is it the wait?
Chris is his younger brother.
Luke Hemsworth?
Yeah.
No, that's Liam.
There's a fourth one?
Oh no, Luke is the oldest, and then Liam is the right. Liam.
They're their own time loops.
I love the dumbfounded looks that like the rich entitled fucking dude that's always drinking gives. Like, he's always like, huh? Like, I thought he was cool.
Where have you been?
Yeah, right. What's going on? I don't know. I like him. He's so stupid. Dylan, you're back. Thank you. Where do you want to go now?
Thoughts on the movie?
I'd probably say, man, that I do really like the kind of love interest. Like Fable said, he just gives off that just down to earth, nice guy. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't seem like he has a bad bone in his body, and he just takes all his punches and still just keeps like smiling through his day. You know, like, it's all good, you know? And, yeah, I mean, I did kind of like his connection with the blonde chick, but obviously, you know, I think everyone's good.
Look at the sleaze bag he plays in Invisible Man to contrast it. Like, he's a pretty good actor. That he's
that's him?
the Invisible Man's brother.
Oh.
Like a super sleaze ball.
I did he was great in that. But obviously, I mean, Melissa George steals the show. She has, like, a lot.
Yeah.
Really, you know, she's in tears, you know, she's going ape shit. She's got to act like she's got like amnesia or dementia, and she's got a lot on her plate, a lot more than anyone else in this movie, that's for sure. So I probably would, you know, obviously spotlight her. I mean, who wouldn't? But I think everyone did good. I thought Liam was pretty good. I liked that he would kind of, you know,
he played like the cautious friend. Like he was like, something's up with old girl, but because his boy, he was like, be cool with her. He was like, all right, I'll be cool. But he still had the apprehensive
when they're
nature towards her.
And she's telling him about like the doubles, and they're like, oh, I just killed, like, you get shot or whatever. And he's like, I'm not going to tell anyone.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
I thought, he was good. You know, it's funny, you know, that's the new Witcher now. So that's funny, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, bro. The one. So,
Witcher had a great loop going too.
It's weird to see him with the shaved
buzz cut and shit.
Like, those guys are like known for their pretty boy look, you know, long like hair, you know,
swept back, and
he's the youngest one, and then I think their brother Luke is the oldest because he's
short compared to them.
He's very short. I'd say he looks
doesn't even look like him.
You see the resemblance
a little bit, but not like you do with Liam and
they look like almost.
I like how Liam's playing like he's supposed to be this like, he's this like basically a homeless guy. He was like living in the alley and shit. Right. You're expecting not this fucking godlike character to walk out. Yeah, it's like, damn, what kind of alley is anybody else in that
alley? Seriously, but yeah, man. I mean, you know, I know Melissa George is in 30 Days a Night as well, and she's great.
Yo, thank you. Yes, I knew I had seen her. So I could not.
Her and Hartnett in that one.
You know what it is? She looks
I love 30 Days a Night.
She looks like the chick from Charmed. I forgot which of the witches. She looks like one of those witches from Charmed. That TV show Charmed.
Rose.
Yeah.
I can kind of see. Like her. I could see that, like the lips. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could.
Well, there's Rose McGowan, there's Alyssa Milano, then there's the one who I can never remember her name. Are you thinking about that? Which one are you talking about?
No,
they can't be that Shannon chick.
The girl from
Rose McGowan. Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like Rose McGowan. She has
I
the same kind of face, mouth.
Yeah.
And like similar lips and stuff. I see it.
Why are you looking so closely at those lips, y'all? What's wrong with you?
Lips are wonderful.
I'm only human. But yeah, I believe there's
watching Planet Terror for nothing. No, I'm just
3. There should just be 3 Hemsworth brothers.
Yeah, there's just 3.
They might have sisters, but there's 3.
They might be like the time loop. They go on forever.
It's gonna be more and more, man. It's like the Baldwin brothers. You're like, wait, who?
I'm multiplying.
There's more.
There's another Skarsgård.
You can hear me okay though? Because someone in the chat a little bit ago said they couldn't hear me.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Because I'm not you. I gotta get in it.
I mean, you ain't as rich as me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't got
the golden tones.
Those MacBooks, man. You need like the adapters, so I can't hook my mic up.
I was at an Apple store yesterday, and I'm so anti-Apple, and I was like, this dude was talking to me. And I was like, yeah, I got an Android, I got a headphone jack. And he's like, oh, you can get the adapter. And I'm like, you're just proving my point.
Yeah.
I left that place going.
Well, to be fair, the new Android phones took away the jack.
I heard that today. But when I left the store, I was like, I think I want an iPhone.
Just a heads up here. According
to Amityville remake. Bro, chill.
They're making more Amityville movies now than they ever made before.
Wait, are you vomiting at the Amityville remake with Deadpool? Is that the one you're going about? Oh, that movie was great, bro.
Yeah, it was great.
Look out of here.
We're gonna review that now.
I'm not gonna be here that week.
Dude, you know what? We got to review Sinister. You brought that up like 6 months ago, and I remember someone on the panel being like, "Really? That's what you want to do? That's a great movie."
I've never seen Sinister.
Sinister's fucking
yeah. Oh, it's super good. People love that movie.
Oh my god!
Bro. I just thought of it recently. I remember you bringing it up a long time ago.
I brought it up for a reason.
That's from the people who made Black Phone, though, Robbie. You didn't really like that one.
Dude,
but it's a good movie. They're both good movies. They're both good movies.
You shouldn't even said that, bro. Because
don't be sleeping on that Black Phone.
No, Dylan's right. Because if I should have saved that for when Robbie enjoyed Sinister.
I think I know why Dylan doesn't like that Black Phone.
Like my girl said, Sinister is one of her favorites of all time, and she fucking
Sinister's great.
She hated Black Phone. Fucking hated it.
Yeah, but she loved Scream 5, so I don't know about her, man.
She doesn't know about you. You know?
What was the one with Eric Bana? Like Evil Within or some shit, or See No Evil, or
what was that?
Yeah, Eric Bana. He was like some cop or some shit. Yeah, it came out around like 2015, 2016.
I think that was Saw 17.
Probably.
It could have been. It gave me like Sinister vibes.
I've never seen Sinister. I would do that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That's Scott Derrickson, right?
Yeah, Scott Derrickson.
Doctor Strange guy.
Yep.
That's probably the movie that got him Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So,
legit.
According to Google, Bill Murray was in Groundhog Day in the same loop for 33 years and 350 days, which meant he relived the same day 12,395 times.
It looks like
there should be 12,390 something corpses of this motherfucker out there.
There's Deliver Us from Evil with Eric Bana and
I think that's what it is.
Oh yeah,
Deliverance from
New York police officer.
So See No Evil's like isn't that a Robert Englund film?
That's what was that? The wrestling film?
That's the Kane.
That's the Kane.
Yeah, where they're in the house. He shoves the cell phone down the chick's throat, bro. And you see
the sequel is really good. Fucking the girl from American Mary's in it, and Danielle Harris. I highly recommend you checking.
Better than the first.
If Danielle's in it, bro.
It's better than the first.
Two Gun wants us to talk about the style and structure. I see.
Yeah, well.
Thank you, Two Gun.
Let's get into it. Style and structure. I mean, I think, it's obviously got the Groundhog Day effect. So it can be like obviously you told us to watch it twice because, some people might get confused. You have to be paying attention to it. You got to really be in it to watch it. I still think though that it's pretty damn good, man. It's one that literally keeps you, like Robbie said, he's like, I've been thinking about this all week, you know, and that's what I knew when I first watched it. I was like, I told him, and I was like, yeah, I watched it. I'm definitely gonna have to watch it again. I'm not, I don't always pick up the shit like Robbie does. So he just opened my mind with what he said earlier. So I can't wait to watch it again. But I think I knew off rip, I was like, no matter what, if they don't like it, I know it's a good talk because there's just, there's a lot to dive into with it. And there's so many different ways the movie can go, so many different ways you can interpret the ending yourself. You know what I mean? It's really whatever you think, but I think the style, great. I think set designs were really good. I think the boat was really cool. Little CGI. I know I could definitely tell that looked a little cheap at times, but I think, it's also 2009, $12 million budget. I still think it was great for what it is. And I love the set designs though, just, inside the boat. They're very bright, a lot brighter than your normal like horror movies. It had a lot of bright scenes. I'm not saying the entire movie was completely bright.
See, but I love that too, right? Because I don't remember who it was. There was some creator we had on our channel. We were talking, and they were talking about why Halloween was so good. Is like half that movie takes place during the day. I think it was Joe Corallo actually. Half of that movie takes place during the day, and like you don't see many movies that take place in the daylight because it's almost easier to provide an atmosphere with darkness and shadow.
That's why I thought like Scream 5 had some really cool stuff. I know you don't hate it like you did, but I still say like that takes balls to do shit.
Ain't no Scream 3.
The sheriff it takes balls to kill the sheriff of your town in broad daylight.
After my last watch of Scream 5, it went from my least favorite Scream movie to my second least favorite Scream movie. So that's
respectable.
That could be a great fucking movie because it's a baller franchise. I actually said something to Anna during Triangle that like I wonder what it would feel like if it was pouring down rain every time they were outside. Because it does stand out that it's daylight. Maybe it would have been less unique or whatever, but I was curious about it.
I did not notice the number. I have to think
237. Yeah, the moon room.
And they used 237 multiple times, right? That's a Shining reference for sure. And even writing, like, it's Shining. All these fuckers love The Shining. We get it.
We should cover that one Creep movie. It's worth a watch that this guy did.
That he did? I guess Steph, kick it off for us, brother.
Style structure. I enjoyed the style quite a bit. There's a particular scene. It's very, switched it up when needed be, but where she's like running from herself initially, she's like hiding, and there's like this yellow reddish lighting that I thought was super good. And the structure, I'm still debating over this. The more I look at it as more of like a repeating punishment, supernatural element, everything kind of makes more sense as opposed to like a sci-fi time loop. So I think the structure is what it was supposed to be laid out the way it was. I want to watch it again, just to let, now that I'm looking at it in a new lens. But with that in mind, I think it executed everything well. It gave you all the information you needed when necessary, given how the movie was played out or is supposed to play out. So I enjoyed it.
Hell yeah. What about you, Scarpad? Style and structure, Scarpad. I can't think of another S word, so just go ahead.
I enjoyed the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes, not so much everything else in between. I think they shot it well. It was overexposed. They used that kind of technique where everything was extra glary so that you really couldn't see things too clearly.
We're in the Abrams era, right?
Right.
We're in the lens flare.
Yeah. And, I thought the girl acquitted herself fine, and the bookends, both bookends, beginning and end, I think were good. But otherwise, I think they aped too much out of the whole overused, Groundhog Day premise, and I just really couldn't get past that. And it's just done to death now, and
In 2009, had it really been done with like the horror element?
How many movies did that? Like, I mean,
yeah.
I don't mean this to say they didn't do it. Like,
you could Google top 100 TV apps that aped Groundhog Day.
How many movies did that? Because it is a TV show
about
type
20,
of thing.
20, 30 things. Easy.
Name me one. And I'm really not trying
to
be
curious.
I don't know.
12,
Happy Death Day came out way after this, though.
1201 was one.
You can't think of hundreds and say I can't think of one or two. Come on.
No, I could think of that.
I'm just not going to.
I'm really not even trying to
lift this refrigerator by myself, but I don't want to hurt myself.
Well, I just didn't. I didn't dig the structure of it, the style of it.
I got you.
It was. It was what it was. It was shot. It was shot well. It was shot well. And the acting is good. And you can think of it. It's open to interpretation. I mean, the storm could have absolutely nothing to do with it. It could be all her penance, or it could have been the storm. But that doesn't really matter. That's, as I said, not the point of it. It's just a loop. And these movies is driving her crazy or not. So, yeah. All right.
I think it makes it more powerful I think it does depend though. I think it makes it more powerful looking at it as a punishment torment type of thing. You
guys like Steph realized that him and Scarpad felt the same about this movie. Steph's like, no, actually, the one.
No, I never said I didn't dislike it. I never said I didn't dislike it opening. I just was like, it was all right for a sci-fi movie. But the more I looked at it and through a different light.
Which one was that?
This one.
Oh. Triangle. 2009.
Yeah. Scarpad, are you okay? Somebody's go check on that.
I don't know, man.
Fable, where you at on it?
This movie lulled me into a quick death.
I love the style and structure of this film. I like Robbie said earlier, learning that it's a $12 million budget is even more impressive because I felt like Dylan said, the set design. I thought the ship, especially being in bright sunlight in the middle of the dead ocean with no waves, no wind or anything, it's a scary thing, especially if you've ever been out in the middle of the ocean with nothing around. I used to go out with my go out with my grandfather. He had a speedboat in Puerto Rico, and we used to go out to an island called Tortuga to watch these giant turtles on the beach.
Nice.
And I've been in storms like they encountered, and it's super scary. So I like the bright outdoor shots, and I like the dark indoor shots that gave me a lot of BioShock vibes. I don't know if you guys ever played BioShock, the video game, but The Shining has a lot of that when they go back to the ballroom and the bar scene. You know how that old school
the Art Deco shit.
Art Deco-y kind of thing. So it's impressive that they were able to find these sets. I don't know if they built them or found them, but I thought it was impressive.
I know that the director I see here fought to have like some of the sets built for like the ship, I think, or something like that.
Nice.
But let me can I say one more thing though? Let me say one more thing here. I'm just astounded you guys are lauding a $12 million budget on this movie. Which even Vern has stated looks like a TV movie.
I wouldn't.
When a movie like Terrifier 2 costs $250,000.
I never said that. I didn't think it looked like a TV movie.
It does look like a TV movie.
You know what Triangle has over Terrifier 2?
You really think that this $12 million was what?
I think Kingdom of the Spiders looks like a 1970s TV movie.
It does. But I'm just saying, $12 million when Terrifier 2 was made for $250,000.
She was also.
They didn't have boat scenes. You know how hard it is to film on a boat, my brother.
Bro.
And some of the actors were actually in demand in this movie, somewhat, as opposed to the no names they used in Terrifier.
Terrifier 2 is a fucking
Girls in Night. 30 Days a Night.
Right. I didn't see 12 million on this.
And dude, honestly,
Scarpad, if you understood what Grindhouse cinema was and what the drive-in felt like,
he's trying to get into it. He's been picking up some Grindhouse Blu-rays. He's trying to get into it. But Robbie, 12 million isn't even accurate because you know that they lie online. It could be less. It could. Be. I bet you
probably less
than 12.
I'm calling it less.
It's 12 million Australian dollars, which is like $1.52. I don't know. Man.
I mean, how much? It depends how much they had to pay for the Charmed script this was based on.
Get the
or the Arrow script this was based on.
Scarpad's too mad. He's getting testy.
This is. I mean, they've done this on TV 40 million times. Pick a script here.
But like, okay,
you're always never tell stories about star-crossed lovers again, right? Because they've done that a billion times.
You're always preaching, Scarphead, for us to. You got to put yourself in the mindset of the 1970s, and like you're not looking at this for 2009.
Yeah, 2009 was already.
How many movies had done Groundhog in a horror theme? You can't name one.
No.
It's
about 50.
Thank you. That's just what I was waiting for.
I mean, it should be right up your alley. I get having issues with it, but
right.
I don't know.
You have anything
it's respectable
to say about it?
Style and structure I thought were fantastic. I love the way it revealed itself along its way, and I think it had some real credible shots, especially the dazed and confused stuff. When you watch it twice, you'll see some of this stuff a little more.
I like the close-up shot of her when she wakes up on the beach, and that's when the lens flare is kind of used well because it adds to the whole dazed shit. Like she's kind of,
she's loopy. She don't know what's going on, and they've always suspected something was wrong with her. That's the cool part that I didn't even notice. Yeah, they were like, my friend wants to talk to you kind of thing, and I don't know about her and him being together. So I don't want him to be taken for a ride. And this and that. The only person that kind of liked her was the guy that liked her. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought, that was weird. And they didn't even do anything with that girl. She came off as the one like, oh, we might really hate her. Like it was just a weird ass move to like go up and like, okay, I know you guys are talking, but can you go over there? And then she turns and I'm not interested in you. Then why set it up? I was so confused by that. Unless they were just trying to get you in the mindset of like, oh, they're going to be doing this type of movie. And like to help sell the twist later or something.
Right.
I don't know. That bit was weird.
Yeah. No,
and you can't really blame her either because that kid did dump that blue paint on the floor, man.
Did you find any of those movies though in the meantime?
He did.
But when you watch it at the end, the reason why the kid spilt the paint is because he sees his mother in two different places.
Right.
Well, that's no excuse. Beat his ass.
I want everybody to go back and watch The Burial Ground and watch all the apologizing that this motherfucker did not apologize, but being apologistic, right? Or whatever.
Scarphead, did you find any of those movies though on your phone
movies?
for
horror? You're not while Fable was talking.
You couldn't find any, right?
No, I can find a list. TV shows.
Oh, I'm in a fucking mood now.
I was saying so. Edge of Tomorrow.
That came out after this. That came out like 2013, 2014.
I don't care. I'm talking before or
after this.
Well, they're waiting for a spider movie since Kingdom of the Spiders, okay?
All right. Style and structure. I thought, just to jump on the stylistic, but I already pointed out that I did have issues with it. There were moments that took me out of it that I pointed out. The bits of ropey CG. But also style-wise, I think everything was competent. It was good stuff. Sorry, I used your word. I'll give it back when I'm done.
Hey,
but it was very competently done. Nothing stuck out to me as being like overly stylized, but it did have a scene visually that will stick with me forever, and that's the pile of dead bodies. Like that was an amazing visual moment. There was a couple of them. Cool. The bit with the chains, that was really cool. But
yes. The chains,
that was cool.
A bunch of them in the pile. Yeah, that was pretty cool too. Yep.
So style, I thought it was solid, but nothing special, nothing too bad. The structure is what it's all about. Like if you like the structure, you like this movie, and especially after watching it twice, it's kind of brilliantly structured. Like I kind of wish there was, and I might be talking out my ass, but I feel like there could have been like another big moment or two, big memorable moment in the second act. But opening, first act and beginning act was great. But it still does bug me that half the shit what they're setting up in the first act doesn't really matter at all. Like the movie that they're making you think it is. So that'll always kind of weird me out about the structure of it. But it was cool.
Yeah.
I can see what you mean. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, I like had they strengthened the relationship of her surroundings, it would have hurt. Like, and you said it earlier, Robbie, like it would have made the losses of her going through her, I think it was you, Bruno, of her losing those relationships that much more on top of her being a shit mom and losing her son. And she pretty much had shit relationships, sabotaged all relationships.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree.
I think the style is fantastic. And I'm glad that, Verno, that you mentioned the scene with the necklaces, the lockets or whatever, and the one chick that's dead. That image sticks with me.
All the birds.
At the birds, right? And I love the bit that you mentioned, Verno, where you're like, she doesn't always get this far, and you can tell that by the birds. But some of those birds may have been washed away, right? By the anyway,
right.
But I do think there's some standout movements. There are moments where the camera movement works so goddamn well for me. This movie has a dreamlike, ethereal quality to it that camera movement accentuates, right? And it just glides, and it's slow, and it's kind of got this melancholical, is that the word? Kind of pace to it. It's kind of like somber and deliberate and paced in a very, I think the pace is tight in this movie. I was watching this movie, I paused it to go take a whiz. I thought I was 20 minutes in this movie. I was 40 something minutes into this fucking movie. That's a good sign. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm not going, God, I've been watching this movie for 2 hours. I'm 13 minutes.
Can we hurry up already?
Right. Like, Jesus.
The spiders.
Yeah. We're not picking on Scarpad. We're going to follow Zach. All right. Zach sent me 9th configuration. So thank you. Zach also knows to send me movies if he wants them to be covered here.
It was a good movie. It was a great movie.
It was a good movie. That was a really good movie. All right. So the style works for me. I love the camera movement. I love the framing. I love the lighting. I love the cinematography. That is the framing and the lighting. Anyway, so I really like the cinematography in this film. I love the editing in this film. The editing is brilliant to me because it's able to like go back on itself and not be so goddamn obvious. Like Groundhog Day, as great as it is, has to really beat you over the head with it. This one approaches that editing a little bit more subtle. We don't see 20 billion fucking starts of the alarm clock.
We see the important bits to signify where she's at.
Exactly. And the fact also that it's layered. It's all, like Fable said, it's all happening together at the same time, right? There's always, as Two Guns been pointing out, always 3 Jesses going on, right? And maybe that's the magic number. I mean, we're all focused on the rules and the logic of it, and that's cool, but this is a dream. In fact, it's actually a nightmare, and I love it. And I think that the music heightens
the opening and the ending. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you got this lullaby type thing. I think the main title is called Lullaby. And then you've got this, like, it swells like the storm. It fucking drops off. It fucking has these little, like, tinkly bits, and it just
haunting.
The opening music is like the music from Deep Red. Now that I think about it, la. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That weird
that
childlike,
lullaby, right? Yeah. And I love it for that. The structure's so fucking awesome. The style is so awesome. I think it's just top notch. Dylan's gone. All right, Dylan, what do you think? All right, it's worth a try.
let's rate it and
we're about to get into rating and theme. So he's been starting with Steph tonight, and I think that's a good thing to do. Steph, why don't you kick us off? What you think the theme is? What do you give out 5 possible slippy slips?
Theme. I've had to rethink the layers upon this discussion. I think it is about sometimes you've dug the hole too deep, right? No matter what you do, there's no getting out of it. You gotta lay in the bed you made. Kind of speaking on that a little bit. Rating, I want to give this one another watch.
Yeah.
I was gonna give this a 3.5. A solid 3.5. But because of this discussion and how you guys have made me view it through a different lens, I'll give this a solid 4. I really like it. Looking at a sci-fi film, it is kind of messy with how it's presented. But when you look at it as the lens through, it's a hell she's stuck in. She's gonna repeat the shit no matter what. Hence the Sisyphus reference.
Sisyphus.
Sisyphus. Hence the syphilis reference.
Syphilis.
I think that's what it really is. That she's just in a hell that she's doomed to repeat over and over because she's tried to cheat death instead of just accepting her fate. And I like the movie a lot more looking at it through that lens.
Hell yeah. A 4 from Steph. What about you, Scarpad? What is it about, and what do you rate it?
I think it's about the consequences of lying to oneself about their actions, that in the end, will have repercussions and where you can either live out the way you are in your mind for all eternity or admit it and move on. And that's what that time loop Groundhog Day stuff was all about. And I'm going to say all that and still give it a 2.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Because, well,
Kingdom of Spiders gets what?
It tracks. No, it tracks. Totally tracks.
Yeah. Because I think maybe they could have done it in a different way without going the whole groundhog thing. There was another angle they could approach the story from. And
how though?
You know, I'm just over that. I'm not a writer.
I know, but you make these points like you still haven't brought up a movie.
Well, this is almost kind of like Source Code was kind of almost this. And Source Code
came out after this. You're naming all these movies that came out after this.
Thank God Steph knows all this shit.
What I'm saying
Steph is the real movie expert. Everybody knows.
That time loop came by because of the destruction of the train. Maybe, and there would have been, this would have been first, but maybe if it was the car that caused the loop to begin. And I don't know, there's other ways of doing it. I just didn't think this one on the ship, just the way they handled it, the multiple scenes, the same stuff over and over again. And I just, but I'm gonna give it a 2. And it was done competently, it was acted well, and the bookings are pretty good. So
that's Scarpad's version of they made a movie. Congratulations.
It was the best.
It's not the one.
As I said at the beginning,
it's a 2.
Art is
the 2 is not bad.
Art is subjective. 2's pretty fucking bad.
2 is a C.
It was the most movie of all movies.
2 is a C. 3 is a B.
2 is what I gave Burial Ground.
3 is not a B.
2 is an F, man. That's 40%.
Yeah. 3 is solid. If you're gonna say it's just...
on 0 to 5 at 2.
3.5 is a C minus.
Obviously 2.5 would be a half.
Dude, we went to math class too, man. Don't condescend to us.
Don't condescend to us about slips, man.
It's a
we made it up, man.
That's what I love about Scarpad is this opinion is authentic, brah. And that's what I love.
A C isn't bad, Scarpad, but you gave it an F. Fable, what are you doing?
Man, like I said, I was very trepidatious about seeing this film based on some of the films we have been seeing. And I even talked to Steph, and I said, Steph, I don't know about this stuff, man. I don't know if I even want to watch this and stuff. Like,
I think I'm quitting DHS, man.
He said, "Did you see it?" And he said, "Yeah, so it was all right." I never imagined I would like it as much as I did, man. I thought this movie was fantastic. The theme, I think, is about denial. It's totally about denial. This woman is in total denial. She just will never accept that all this is her fault. So you just think she can fix everything, and she can't fix nothing. There are no rules. There is nothing you can do. You fucked up, and that's it. And that's the macabre. That's the Edgar Allan Poe, if you will, of the black cat that was missing from the black cat as in this movie. Anyway, so I'm gonna give this one a 4.69 station. Hell yeah.
Bruh. Nice. Strange things are afoot at the circle triangle. I just love it. Why does this movie change the way I say triangle? I used to say triangle.
Triangle, yeah.
Like it's been happening, man. It's weird. Verno, what's this movie speaking to you? And what do you rate it out of 5? Slip is a ruse.
Theme guys, I mean, you guys pointed out. I mean, there might be more layers to it, but I'll just go with what you guys are doing. Fucking, it's about Scarpad. You put it well, like accepting what you've done. Or accepting just accepting what you've done. That's the big thing. This is why I like doing this, man. This is especially for a movie like this. This is probably the most sci-fi movie that we've done, the most confusing movie that we've done. So I came in with the intentions of going 3.69, but I can be swayed and convinced by things.
By the winds of change.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 4. It's a cool fucking movie. I did enjoy it even more the second time, and it's not that I didn't understand it the first time. It's just that different of an experience the second time, and I just like making movies like that. Like in 2009, if I was younger, I would have been blown the fuck away because any movie that started with the beginning, like Pulp Fiction, I was like, holy shit, and like. it was a unique movie. For the life of me, I can't think of any other movies that have done this Groundhog's Day thing
Neither can Scarface.
In a sci-fi horror way. So I'll give it a 4.0, man. This is a great recommendation by
He's looking for a third time.
It's Source
We're not ganging up on Scarface.
Edge of Tomorrow, Primer.
Not
51st
Not in
Date,
this way, though.
Run, Lola, Run, 1201.
You compared 51st Dates to this?
Yes, because it's all variations of the theme.
51st Dates was not a time loop. She had amnesia.
I understand that, but in the end, it's the same thing.
I just want the audience to know we're not picking on Scarface. We're finally getting our burial ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
no, this is not a burial ground.
You know what this reminds me of, Scarpad? Being that you're on a Twilight Zone show, this reminds me of the Twilight Zone episode where the old lady, the guy keeps knocking on the door of death, and she won't let him in, and he finally convinces her to let him in, and she fucking and it gets enamored with him and finds out she already died. This is
except in 57 that was unique and written by real authors, and this was just written by hacks who wanted a Groundhog Day type movie. There's a difference there. That Twilight Zone was...
You used to compare this to 51st Dates, which is has nothing to do with time travel.
Variation on a theme.
No,
I keep having moments where I start to feel bad. Like I read that comment, don't pick on Scarphead. I'm like, are we picking on him? And then he talks, and I'm like, yeah, what the fuck are we talking? It was fine. Yeah. You're fine. Scarphead. And you're so dismissive of it. It was written pretty well, man. It was written well.
Well, but Scarphead doesn't feel that way. That's okay, y'all.
No,
that's okay. That's why we love you, Scarphead. We're only acting like this with you. If we didn't like you, we'd just be like, what the fuck?
I can understand why you would like it.
I'm not trying to bully you. All right, so you bullied us though when you made us watch Burial Ground. Anyway, so
Bloodsucker Freaks.
That was
Bloodsucker Freaks was worse. That wasn't Scarphead. That was the Dylan
scheduled that.
Technically,
the only movie I want to be clear on this point. The only movie I scheduled was Kingdom of the Spiders. I did not schedule
Burial Grounds was you.
Or I did not schedule the other one there.
You influenced some of them.
Bill Clinton said he did not have relations with that woman, but we know what happened. We know what happened here.
All right.
Very little influence.
For me, it's about... You all said it already, but I'll try to do my thing. And it's about denial. It's about not accepting who you were in the past or who you are currently. But I'll go a little bit into it and be like, let's talk about the shadow, as I like to do here on the horror show, because so many horror movies deal with this. We have to understand the darkness within. We can't deny or push that aside or compartmentalize factions of ourselves. We have to be a whole, complete person. And a part of that is to understand parents lose their temper. Parents of special needs kids are prone to lose their temper even more. We're not perfect beings. And we get ashamed of that. We get ashamed of that. And we act like past Robbie's not present Robbie. Future Robbie's going to be better. Well, I'll tell you this. Future Robbie's a piece of shit because he expects too much of me right now. And past Robbie's a piece of shit because he didn't set me up for success. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Yeah,
right. I got to understand this. I got to integrate my faults. I got to understand and become aware and accept that those faults are my faults. And some of those faults I may never conquer, but they're me. She keeps saying, that's not me. Nah, bruh. She is. She is you. She's more you than you fucking realize, right? And we can try to push that aside, and all it's going to do is cause the same loop of mental anguish and anxiety and what's another A word? Atrophy, right? And just like, anxiety. That's not how we progress. That's not how we move forward. You will always be stuck in the same fucking pattern until you realize what you've done to put you in that pattern. And sometimes there is no way out. And that's a sad life. For me, this movie's damn near perfect. It's not completely perfect because I can be swayed too. And there are some inconsistencies, maybe a little bit here and there that could have been a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
But man, oh fucking man. And yeah, y'all keep, you know me and PCP, we love talking about shitty, wonky, clunky CGI.
Wonky CGI.
I didn't notice any of it because I'm invested and mesmerized by this story, by the pace, by the tone, the atmosphere, the message, the dreamlike situation that this movie induces within me. I think this is the best movie I have watched for DHS in 2023, easily.
Ooh.
I'm going to give this a 4.69, dude.
Yeah.
I'm right there with Fable. I was like, it's somewhere between a 4.5 and a 5. And there are moments tonight where I just want to be like 5, but that's not authentic. Yeah. That's not recognizing my shadow self, who wants to like really pick it apart.
Right, it's not perfect.
The bit of you that gives Exorcist 3 of 5. Yeah. That bit.
Exorcist 3 is the greatest psychological thriller of the 90s. Anyway, I'm giving it a 4.69, and if Dylan would come back right now, that would be great. All right.
Want to take a step I
want to point out, dude,
Wi-Fi.
I think all of the seagulls that you see in the movie, you know how they have the one seagull take off at the beginning? Mm-hmm. I think this seagull knows, like,
they're all the same?
Dude, I know where all these bodies are going to be, and it's just one seagull that is, repeated itself.
Because he said it's going to go hungry following us because it thinks that we're efficient shit.
Anna pointed that out, by the way. So.
Holy shit! What if it's the one seagull, right? And that's all the seagulls you see, even when they're flocking together. That's just the
just the one.
Okay, 4.769. I'm sorry. I'll stay with 4.69.
I think Scarpat, like, I respect your grade and everything, but I think you got caught up in the whole time loop thing, which in itself it is a prominent
presents
part of this
itself
movie,
like,
and you cannot look at that. But I think there's way more to this than that time. And I think it's worth another watch, Scarpat. That's all I'm saying.
Through a different lens.
Yeah.
Rosebud.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd probably be at I still want to watch it again. I don't know, man. I don't think I went as crazy as you guys. You definitely made me want to watch it again, and put that whole perspective on it. But I'm at like a 3.69 right now. So it's definitely got room to grow to a 4 after everything Robbie talked about. But I love the set design,
and
the cinematography, all that was great. But the story, I guess, is just one that was a little clunky for me. I felt it could have been maybe ironed out a little bit more. But I still enjoyed it. It's still one that I'll definitely watch again. And, obviously it's a great conversation piece no matter what. So, yeah, man.
I'll tell you one thing about this movie. We have not sidetracked at all for an hour and a half. We've been on this movie.
Right?
Think about that.
Even with my Wi-Fi fucking up, bro. You still, literally. I was like watching the whole time on the phone. So, yeah, man. Definitely great conversation, no doubt. Great.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one, man. Good one. Thanks, Two Gun, man. Honestly.
Hell yeah.
And the last time I felt like this was
what
was the Christmas movie we saw?
Better Watch
Out. Better Watch Out.
Yep.
Better Watch Out was the last time I felt like this, where I was just totally floored by how much I liked it.
Can I just clarify from Robbie? Triangle, better film than Misery, which was also reviewed by DHS in 2023.
And I did a 4 point. What did I give that one?
I don't know. I wasn't on that one. I forget.
I don't know. I forgot we did that one. I like this one better than Misery. I'll be honest. I like this one better than Misery. Yeah, I do.
That's fair.
I do.
Misery?
The music's better.
Oh,
yeah, it's debatable.
They're different films, but
they're different films.
It's hard to compare. I just wanted to. I was just curious. Once you said that,
I
wanted to see what we've done this year so far.
When I look at this movie through like the lens of it being like a supernatural thing, Dylan, or like a punishment, all the questions about it kind of it makes sense more as opposed to the time. When you look at it as a science fiction, it presents kind of flaws a lot, right? But when it's just but but through a supernatural lens, like there is no escaping the torment. This is a hell. You will never get out of hell. Makes a lot more sense. That something will always pop up to prevent her from, she's always doomed to repeat that. So makes it a lot better. Because when I hadn't watched it the third time, right when I told Faye it was all right. It was like I hadn't watched it for the third time, and even when I watched it for the third time, it was good. Triangle was still good, but that whole syphilis thing that adds another layer to it.
Syphilis adds many layers to it.
And that is a punishment.
Real quick, I just want to say, Verno, the misery comment, I appreciate that, but please don't condescend. Okay.
Oh, I would never. I was condescending to Steph last week, you this week, son of a bitch.
I'm just a casual fan, man. What do I know?
Sorry, you can condescend to me.
So we got 4.69 from Two Gun, to 3.69 from me. Robbie gave it 4.75.
4.69.
69. Yeah. Verno gave it a 4. Just a 4? Yeah. Okay. And then Fable gave it a 4.5.
69.
Okay. Scarpet gave it a 2.
Deuce.
And, I was gonna say 4.
You gave it a 4?
Yeah, 4.
You double it just to make. Oh no, Scarpet went first, so that couldn't.
I can't.
I started it off. Yeah.
I can't tell you a movie that deserves a deuce than this one.
Oh my God.
I can name quite a few.
No, that's all.
You heard of Postal?
This wasn't bad.
What'd you give it, Dylan?
3.69.
Verno's doing the math.
I'd say maybe like a 4.169.
I'll be with you in a moment. I fucked it up.
I was about to do it in your head, then I
the calculator always works better.
That 2 is going to drag it down a little bit. I think 3.969 maybe. I don't know.
I've got 3.2369, but
from the 2.
That can't be right.
That 2, man. That 2 was pretty hard.
That 2's
don't worry, we balanced Burial Ground out as well.
2's not a bad rating.
Score should have been.
2's not a bad rating out of 5, right? Right?
That's solid.
No, 2's not bad.
Collectively, we scored Burial Ground as it should be.
Would you agree that 2.5 is in the middle? 2.5 is in the middle of 5. Would you agree to that?
3.5.
Yeah.
So 2.5 is in the middle of 5.
2.5 is in the middle of 5. Yeah.
But if you start using the grading system, then that's a fucking F. It doesn't change anything.
It could be a D.
It's not though.
D minus.
A D starts at like at least
60. Grade, guys.
You need a 3 and up is.
There's a lot of F. When you really think about
grading,
there's a lot of F.
There's a lot of F. Which makes sense when you look at America. Go through Walmart. Fucking F. We better save some room. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
Well, I guess that will conclude the review. Next week, we got to end March Madness. We got American Psycho.
To end March Madness on Dylan's horror show.
Yep. Which
I can't wait to see
you won't
Jared Leto get fucked up.
There'll be a nice little giveaway at the end. Little raffle giveaway at the end.
Oh, nice.
Definitely won't want to miss that. Be like a first place and a second place, I believe, because I got like a couple. I know I have like a couple copies. So first place, obviously, gonna get like more, but there'll be a second place too. I guess 3.7999. But yeah, that'll be next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, as always. And then this upcoming Monday, Scarpad has Total Recall at 7:45 p.m. Eastern.
You know, I've seen tons of movies where they go to Mars.
Right?
That's been done before.
I still think
way in the 50s.
I still think the housekeeper's blowing him in this picture. Does he look at the heck?
Is that the face you get when you get a blowjob?
How many movies have you seen with chicks with 3 tits in them? I mean, tons.
There you go.
Too many.
No, not enough. I say not enough.
A triangle. A tit triangle.
Yo.
Triangle.
And then right after Scarpad's show, you got to continue March Madness. Pop Culture Philophers, Lucio Full Cheese, Don't Torture a Duckling.
Hell yeah, I really thought that one thing we needed for March Madness this year was some child murder, is what I thought. So yeah, very excited.
So that's going to be a great week, no doubt. And then to end March Madness on Dylan's Horror Show, you got American Psycho. And I figured no better way to end March Madness than one of the freaking greatest Christian Bale movies ever, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
So who wants to do show and tell out of you guys?
Well, I got to dip, fellas. I got to work tomorrow, so I got to head out.
You're good, brother. You're good.
Yeah, man. Just before I head out, I just want to urge everybody to go back to Instagram and catch Blaine Fable and his amazing friends with Nick Comic Culture. We had my brother Missing Link on earlier. You know, we love his takes on movies and stuff like that, and we talked about the Oscars and we talked about Lance Reddick passing. So you know, Link had plenty of cool things to say about all those subjects. So yeah, if you can, go catch the rewind on Instagram Live. Blaine Fable and his amazing friends with Nick Comic Culture, with my boy Missing Link Comics, man. I love you guys. The show is awesome. I love this movie. Thanks again, Two Gun. And yeah, man.
Great recommendation as always, man.
Yeah, I might slide back in the back chat, so stay on the lookout for me if anything.
You already know.
Oh yeah, brother.
Station.
All right.
Yes. Sadly, I probably won't have nothing till. Wait, no, I do have the one thing, but Robbie, Vern, Scarpad. I know Steph probably passing this week.
Yeah.
Scarpad.
I'm going full Scarpad next week. I'm going to save it, baby.
Honestly, I think I'd rather just save mine for now because I only
had a weird stretch to get show and tell tonight. I'm just going to tell y'all
that. I'll have a few more.
This up for McFarlane. This is the Batman from
nice. That is fucking sweet.
And it's only a statue, so it doesn't really do much of anything. It just stands there, but it's done well.
It still looks badass. Yeah.
I think McFarlane is probably the best guy put out stuff like this today. So
it's awesome.
Yeah. Then you saw a couple of weeks ago, I got the House of Thousand Corpses playset. Well, finally one of them came in. This guy, Spalding. Like how he comes with a gun and a turkey leg and a bucket of chicken.
You need to take
the first one they released
in the set, right?
What's that?
Yeah. It doesn't like hold the box, right? It just holds the figure.
Right.
That's cool though. You gonna do it?
I don't know yet. Maybe. And then not too much of this stuff coming in. Terrify Art the Clown.
Oh, nice.
This is the bloodbath version, which means if you stick it in the freezer, it gets bloody. And as it dries, it gets warmer. It goes away. I can attest to this because when I got it, it was cold as fuck, and he was all full of blood. I looked at it again, the blood was gone. I go, what the fuck happened?
That's a cool box, too. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a very cool box from Trick or Treat Studios. And then, of course, I know Dylan will show this, so I'm not going to show too much. I got my box in for the, I think Robbie did too, of the In Search of Tomorrow, whatever, In Search of Darkness, 1, 2, or 3. That comes with a poster, some cards, and such that. The one thing I did get in this week that you guys already saw, these glasses. Well, it comes in a bag. It says, "This is art, may induce grinning, mimicking, bisecting, scalping, prancing, sadism, and flailing." That was part of this set that also came with little Art the Clown hobnobber there, whatever that is. Knucklehead. And box set.
Ooh.
Now, this is only a Blu-ray box set, but it comes with All Hallows Eve, Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2, and books and some lobby cards and stuff.
Are you serious?
I did a breakdown on this on my channel, so if you want to watch me open this up and show everything, I do that way on there. That's the back. Look at how sweet that is.
That's fucking dude.
Did you know they made that movie for less than $12 million?
Yeah, he did $250,000.
Hey, either tell me how much that is or tell me in the chat, dude.
So this is Umbrella. This was like $99. I don't know if it was really worth it. Well, I guess it is. These little hobnobs.
Half the budget of Terrifier.
This is like $20. So, and the glasses. But this box is sweet.
Yeah,
this might
the
be
artwork
sold.
is amazing.
This might be sold out now. But then it came with probably the. How did they say that? PA's resistance. How do you say that?
Sounds good to me.
All right. The Terrifier VHS cassette. Oh my God, this is fucking.
You know that's only 480p, awesome. Right?
Yeah, 240p actually.
Oh shit, I'm fucked up, man. There you go.
Terrifier.
That's gorgeous.
Now I don't know if this could be a fucking Jane Fonda workout tape. I'll never know. So
they just put some stickers on some fucking old VHS.
I wanted to actually record it.
Nobody's gonna watch this.
I wanted to look at that box out. That was fucking awesome.
That's gorgeous.
That was part of it.
And there's just so many clown slasher movies. This is like, ugh.
Yes. I got some video cassettes here. First one is from. Sometimes this guy is good. He's hit and miss. Sometimes he's a poser, that Fulci guy. But I picked up the "Don't Torture Your Duckling."
Nice.
There you go.
Your duckling.
So that's kind of cool.
I torture my duckling all the time.
Now I took a chance on these because they're not really commercial. These are probably bootlegs, but they're well done bootlegs for the Japanese and Chinese markets. So a movie, Barbarian.
That's cool.
Nice.
On Blu-ray. And it's a really good transfer. It's probably sourced from a 4K, so it looks really good.
Fuck yeah.
And Prey.
Ooh. Okay.
We here at PCP and DHS do not endorse bootleg movies, by the way, just so everybody knows.
Yeah,
that's badass, bro.
Chinese. And then I didn't have this, so I picked up Napoleon Dynamite.
Nice.
And
I used to love the shit out of that movie.
This is part of the umbrella thing. Linda Hamilton's first movie, King Kong Lives.
Nice.
Yo, how would you guys describe the plot of Napoleon Dynamite to someone?
Like a
like
time
the plot
loop.
Doesn't kick in.
It's like a time loop.
Glorious came out this week.
Do you know how many King Kong movies I've seen? They've just overdone.
Yeah.
Right?
Glorious.
Fucking Mighty Joe Young and shit like that.
His son of Kong and shit.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
And,
all right, you won our favor back with Dr. Giggles. All right.
And King Kong comes with a few. Terrifier comes with stickers and a poster. And King Kong comes with some lobby cards.
You know, I've seen so many fucking Blu-ray sets that come with stickers. And fucking...
I'm not big on the stickers. I wish I would just give that up. But... Okie dokie.
Leave him up. Leave him.
Okay, here we go. All right. So here we go. I didn't really get a lot of. Okay, I spent all my fun money this last week on like smart bulbs and Alexa devices. So I have a smart house now. Super excited. But this isn't a new shirt, but it's a new almost shirt because I bought this shirt, fit in it one time, and now I fit in it again. And I wore it the other day. But look how cool that shirt is.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Right? I got this really awesome battery pack. So I could charge it and like charge my vape and phone and shit because I'm going to be at MegaCon. And when I was at HeroesCon, I was like, I wish I had one of these. So I got one of these. So that's cool. And then check it out. I got a new vaporizer.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the chicks I'm dating actually bought that for me. So that was really cool.
One of the chicks you dating?
One of. I like that.
Then,
one of the chicks.
I was filming a video over at Jelani's house, and Jelani gave me this Almond Joy. So I wanted to show that off. Really like Almond Joys. And
moms are better than
I did get this. I got this for the studio, but this is a light to go on the wall. I thought was appropriate for me, but look at this. Bruh. It's like pink and blue.
Is that headphones? What is that?
It's a light to hang on the wall. It's an alien head.
I thought it was headphones.
No, I wish.
That's badass.
No, I mean, it looks like headphones.
You going to put it in the background?
Yeah, eventually.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, and it lights up. And I got it plugged into my new battery pack so that I could just be like, hey, look at it, right? Like really cool stuff, right? I wish I could show you this, but in my house, I can tell my house to like change the colors of the lights in every room except for the studio. Because if anybody knows where to get like good studio lights that are smart lights, let me know. But I finally got a comic book from one of my favorite artists of all time, top 5 artists. Finally got a hold of this. It finally came in the shop. I got a Legends of the Dark Knight 54 by Mike Mignola. Y'all, this is like the year Hellboy came out, I believe, 93.
His name was
Hellboy. And tell me that this ain't a Hellboy Batman comic.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at that, dude.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So I saw Cartoonist Kayfabe do a video on this like a year or two ago, and I was like, I got to get that. And it's not the easiest one to find because people like to snatch it up because it's Mike Mignola. It's one of
I see a lot of. I never really noticed how much Jack takes inspiration from him.
Yeah, and the coolest thing about this book. Look at the ad on the back, bro.
Oh wow! Is that the one? Is that the one with the rat? No, that was Judge Dredd with the rat burgers.
No, that's
Demolition.
Was that Demolition Man? Okay,
That's a great soliloquy by Dennis Leary, where he's like, I want to eat a cheeseburger that's like greasy as fuck, and I want to do this. Like, Demolition Man's a great movie. We covered it.
I was gonna ask
back in the day on PCP Movie Night. Y'all need to check that out because
do it again.
That's what I got.
It's worth it.
Oh yeah,
that's what I got.
Leave him up.
I got the
Castle Grayskull.
Right. I'm going to say this real quick. Almond Joy and Mounds. What's the difference? It's the almond, right?
Mounds
has dark chocolate.
Yes.
Mounds, Almond Joys. Peter Paul, I think is the company. Yeah, Peter Paul. I got a brilliant idea. What if you made dark chocolate, coconut, and almonds? You got a whole new candy bar. It's going to revolutionize everything. I'm telling you, I love Mounds because of the dark chocolate, but I love the nuts and Almond Joy. So can we get the dark chocolate and the nuts? You know what I'm saying? And maybe there's some corn I can watch to get some dark chocolate and some nuts, but
I like some dark Mounds.
Dark almond Mounds Joy.
Hey, dark
Mounds of joy.
Anyway,
that sounds sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a bigger show and tell next week, my brothers, because since Scarphead showed the one thing I had anyways, I'd rather just.
I've heard that before. It'll be bigger next week, trust me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, for the finale, brother, for the finale. But got the lady; she wants to watch a movie, so I gotta wrap it up, my brothers. I'm so sorry.
Or do you?
Hey-o.
Please don't. Good one, brother. Good one. But dude, as always, man, hella fun. Sorry about the fucking internet. I'm gonna try to get that shit situated. So
you don't got to apologize for the entire internet, bro. It's not
your
fault.
Right, yeah.
Sorry about the internet.
I mean, if you want to start apologizing for the internet, can we start with some of the trolls and shit like that?
The sex bots.
You guys are the best as always, man. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Remember this Monday, Total Recall, and don't torture a duckling. I love you all, man. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Be safe. We'll see y'all next time, man. Peace out.
Station.